Hello people and привет to my Russian viewers. Before we get into today's video, please consider hitting the subscribe button. As it shows on the screen, there's 73% of people who watch my content that are not subscribed already. This helps me out a great deal because I only have 2 semesters left of college and I'm doing all I can to create a community and try to make this full time. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello and what's up guys, today we'll be going in depth about 2 premium matchmaking platforms, FACEIT and ESEA. This will be more of a lengthy video as I wanted to talk about everything that these 2 platforms have to offer. We will break down each of the platforms into a few categories: cost, UI, functionality, anti-cheat, then we'll go into ranking, and then solo queuing and group queuing, and then finally the hubs, tournaments, and league play. Then at the end of the video, I'll be wrapping everything up about the main differences between each platform. Feel free to skip around as everything's marked in the description and hopefully on the video as well. I did want to cover this topic real fast before we actually dove into each category. If you pay for a platform like ESEA or FACEIT, you are bound to get toxic players. Every platform has toxic players: Matchmaking, FACEIT, and ESEA. Some people care a lot about their rank, as they should. They pay for it. But also, if you're new, I would recommend sinking some hours into DM, retakes, and executes before going on either of these platforms, or you'll just sink to low ranks and not have a good experience. The way I look at it is that pugging on these platforms is a display of your skill, and it's not a time to practice. So if you want to get high rank, just take some time on some community servers and build your talents there, and then move to these platforms. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. Let's begin with understanding what premium matchmaking means. To start, both platforms offer 128 tick servers, which means every second you're on the server, it's updating at 128 ticks. If you've never played on a platform like this or a community server, you're used to 64 tick, which the difference between 64 and 128 is that 128 is typically smoother, it's updating faster, so weapon sprays, movement can all feel different. Also under the umbrella term premium, you will also get their own forms of anti-cheat, which we'll talk more about when we get into each platform by itself. So let's start with ESEA, and we're going to begin with the cost. ESEA offers 2 types of memberships: Premium and Insider. Premium is their base tier that will allow you to get onto the ESEA servers. It'll allow you to compete for a rank, give you stats, league play, forum posting, and this will run you about $6.95 a month. Or you'll have the option of purchasing in bulk for 3, 6, or even 12 months, which will be much cheaper than subscribing month to month. Insider, you get more benefits but for more money, such as refrag, ESL, stadium event tickets, statistics reset, a trial code for friends, and Insider Flare, which is just the star next to your name when you're in the game, and a blue badge on the site, and access to the Insider-only forum posts. Not a lot of people go with Insider, but it is encouraged if you find yourself using these features. I recommend going with the premium tier and then spend the $14.95 a month if you do find yourself wanting to use any of these features mentioned or just to support ESEA. Okay, on to the next category. Let's talk about UI, functionality, and anti-cheat. Starting with the ESEA's website, their front page displays news about the platform, who is on the ESEA servers and who is streaming, clips of the week, and much more. ESEA offers forum posts and to share thoughts about really anything. Like recently, I replied to a forum post that's about push-to-talk binds, and then a thread about the new Young Lean documentary. The forums are not just about CS, which is nice and has a large variety of where you can just hang out and spend a couple hours replying to a bunch of threads. Past the forum post, ESEA's website also holds your profile where you can view your rank, level, karma, recent matches, clips, buddies, and even recent posts. Under the record and stats tab, you can see how you're doing with frags, assists, deaths, bomb plants, defuses, 2Ks, 3Ks, and so on. For you to queue, you will have to download ESEA's client, which will serve you as your match finder and anti-cheat. This client will let you know when you received a private message, notifications on a forum post you've made, or if you have a league match. This client will also display your rank. The theme of the client will change depending on what rank you are. ESEA does not offer a ban system like FACEIT does when you're queuing for a pug. ESEA will allow you to pick what maps you want to play and what's your max ping. Let's move into the next topic, ranking on ESEA. At first, ESEA's ranking system is just like letter grades at school, and then they do their own thing. It goes from D to A, then after farming A, you'll have to go to G, then S. As displayed on the screen, we can see what the worst rank is to the best. The most important thing that contributes to your rank on ESEA is RWS, which just stands for Round Win Shares. I'll explain it briefly, but it can be an in-depth system. There is a value of 100 RWS per round to be spread out throughout the team that closes that round and wins. So if you're on the team that loses a round, there is no RWS for you or your team. Feel free to pause. I'm leaving up the 3 examples that ESEA has put out to explain how to earn more RWS per round. RWS takes everything into account, such as util usage, bomb plants, defuses, entries, and just simple frags. So remember to keep practicing, and you can rank up fast in ESEA by understanding what RWS is. For solo queuing and group queuing, ESEA only allows you to queue with 3 people max, so there is never any 4 stacks or 5 stacks in one game while pugging. I actually enjoy solo queuing on this platform because it sucks to get in a game where you're the odd one out and 4 of the teammates are on Discord and you're left in the dust. And a word of advice, just like from the beginning of the video, if you are doing something bad, if you have a bad game, more than likely a teammate will call you out. And I'm not encouraging this toxic mentality. I am just saying that I've experienced it. I see it happen when other people stream, but the support team on ESEA, as well as the admins, have zero tolerance for it. So if you do report it, and if someone's super toxic, they will be held accountable. Voice chat and text chat are recorded in the demos. And for the last category of ESEA, League Play. When I first heard about League Play, it is pretty much what made me move to this platform. I mean, it's different, completely different than pugging. This is something that ESEA has done for 36 seasons now on CSGO alone. This is where you can play as if you were on a pro team. ESEA offers a professional setting for up-and-coming teams to get together and rise through the ranks. Playing on a league team is like playing on a sports team. You can expect to have defaults, executes, plays, retakes, and so much more. And most teams actually have practices every night. And if you're interested, you can start your own team with your friends, or you could head back over to ESEA's website and look at the forum posts for people that are looking for players. There are 6 different types of leagues that you can be in, and it's all typically separated by skill. You can start at the bottom, which would be called opens, and you can move all the way up to professional. To go from one level to the next, your team must prove themselves in each season through a bracket-style tournament system. And if you have a positive win record, you typically make it to playoffs, which you would go against every other region, and then if you win those, your team gets to move up. And alright, time for the second part of the video. Let's talk about FACEIT. Just like ESEA, FACEIT offers 2 ways to subscribe, one titled CSGO and the other one titled Premium. What's the main differences between them? Well, cost is one of them, but is it worth it? That's really up to you. If you subscribe to Premium, you can get premium matchmaking from CSGO and all their other games. To name a few games that they support: Dota, Rocket League, League of Legends, Team Fortress 2. I don't know how these platforms perform as I only play CS. If you find yourself wanting to try them, it will only cost you $10.99 a month. With Premium, you also get premium customer support, name changes every 3 months, and priority to be captain, which we'll talk about more later. For the base subscription titled CSGO, that will give you all your CSGO needs, that will run you $6.99 a month if you choose that month-to-month billing cycle. This is one of the most common ones if you're just looking to solo queue within the subscription-only matchmaking queue system. And remember, with that type of queue system, you can only have 3 friends max queue all together at once. So there's only 3 stacks and 2 stacks and solo queuers. This is also an important note. You can also play FACEIT for free. You just can't use their premium queue system. With their free queuing system, you can 5-stack, 4-stack, 3-stack, duo queue, and solo queue, of course. So if you're solo queuing, there's a chance that you might get put in with a 4-stack or 3-stack. But luckily, with these 2 queue systems, no matter what, your anti-cheat is required to queue, but we'll talk about that later. For UI, functionality, and anti-cheat, let's get right into it. FACEIT has a client like ESEA that looks like a spitting image of their website, but for me and my friends, it never seems to work. Therefore, I will be only covering in this video about the website, because you can do everything within that website. FACEIT's anti-cheat is separate from their client, but is required to be launched in the background while queuing for any type of matchmaking that they have to offer. For me, when I log into the FACEIT website, I just hit the button on the bottom left of my screen, which launches anti-cheat as well as logs in for me, and then I'm ready to queue. For first timers, you'll have to restart your PC just like ESEA. FACEIT's website is more set up like a social media platform, where you can share any type of media you want, along with posting statuses for your FACEIT friends to see. You can also see these statuses on your profile. When you're on your own or someone else's FACEIT profile, you can see if they pay for a subscription next to their name, ranking in their country, actual rank, win rate, and much more. Quick note, if you're a streamer and you have your FACEIT and Twitch account linked, it will automatically clip your kills. So if you get like a 3K, when you log on the next day, it'll be already clipped and ready to post onto your FACEIT profile. To queue through the FACEIT web browser, all you have to do is go up to the navigation bar, click play, and then select your matchmaking, whether if it's free or premium. And as mentioned before, free players, you can do 4 or 5 stacks and 3 stacks in duo and as well as solo, but in premium, you can only 3-stack the most duo and solo. FACEIT runs off a pick ban system, and your team captain will be chosen by FACEIT. The captain will choose what to ban, what servers, and what maps. It's also good to know that all the maps in the current competitive pool are available on FACEIT. But sorry, FACEIT, ESEA still has Cobble. Go to server, which will launch CSGO for you and will bring you to the server. Or you could launch CS on the side and then copy and paste the IP. This just allows you to surf, do DM on the side and stuff like that while you're queuing. When you're in the game, after you wait for all the players to join, you'll be presented with a knife round. The captain of the winning team from that knife round will decide whether if you stay or switch. It is important to note that there are many more people on this platform compared to ESEA, but I still find myself with some rank discrepancy in a lot of lobbies. Luckily, FACEIT is aware of this issue and have done update after update in the past few months to make it better. I haven't noticed much of a difference, but the team is still working on this ongoing issue. Time for solo queuing and group queuing. We already covered it multiple times, but just for the sake of the video, I'll reiterate. If you do the free type of matchmaking, you can 4-stack and 5-stack. But if you have premium, you can only 3-stack in that type of matchmaking. But that doesn't stop you. If you pay for premium, you can still queue for the free type of matchmaking. Time for the second to last category before the wrap up: hubs, tournaments, and league play. FACEIT has something called hubs. These are actually pretty popular. You can create your own hub and invite your own friends to it. Within these hubs, you use FACEIT servers, either to host 10-mans or even 1v1s. For me, I have my own hub for all my Twitch viewers where we have a captain-based system. 2 captains pick who they want on their team, and then they do the map ban process. You can also have these hubs contribute towards your elo or not. And I wanted to shed some light on some popular hubs that people do use. For some, this is a part of people's experience on FACEIT, which this could be for you. And the first one is called Mapcore. There's a 5v5 and a 2v2 wingman style. This hub is completely free to join, and you queue with a bunch of randoms with a bunch of random ranks. The point of this hub is you can play maps that are not in the competitive pool yet, or that will never be. Believe it or not, some maps from Mapcore have made it into the game. As I don't play Mapcore often, some of my friends do, and I had to ask which maps they saw. They mentioned that Engage was one of the maps they played on Mapcore before it made its way into Broken Fang. Another one I want to mention that's arguably most popular on FACEIT is the Mythic Hubs. It's another way to grind some elo and possibly make it to FPL. Joining this hub does require a subscription through the Mythic site. I personally have not tried this, but this hub could be an entire separate video. Therefore, on the screen, I will display some extra information about the Mythic Hub. Feel free to pause. Also, if you are interested in learning more, I will link the Mythic site in the description below. For tournaments, FACEIT has one nearly every day. In these, you can win FACEIT points, and FACEIT points can buy you CSGO skins, name change, and even computer parts. I do want to mention you'll have to win a lot of tournaments for that to happen. FACEIT also has something called ladders, something that you can just participate in even if you don't sign up. These last all week, and they do have daily ones. I once went on a 10-game win streak in a day and won the daily National Guard FACEIT ladder. The ladder paid me 20k or 15k points, I can't really remember, but that paid for my name change. And the last thing that I'll try to explain, because it's not my best area, is talking about FPL. Once you hit rank 10, you can get invited to the FPL, FACEIT Pro League, and climb through the ranks on there. I'm pretty sure it goes from FPL-C and then up to A. But in conclusion, it really matters what you're gonna do. For me, I play CS every day on my Twitch for countless hours. So for you, maybe try signing up for one and then giving it a shot for a month and then signing up for the other one for the next month. Both are great platforms, but remember on ESEA, you can't 5-stack, so that's why I typically use both. If you're a streamer or a player that wants to get better, looking for people to stack with, these platforms are great to do that. But that's all I have for today. Comment down below what you wanted to hear. Maybe I'll address a couple of topics in the next video. I hope you guys have a great day and see you later. And don't forget to follow the Twitch. Peace!